Let's have a little chat about knowing and doing. When my daughter was growing up, one of the funny things was we had a list of chores for her. And one of those chores was to take out the recycling. Her job was to go outside to the big bin and sort and dump. But these jobs didn't happen without a little bit of prodding. I don't know if you can relate if you've had kids, prodding to do that. Maybe she's 11. And I said to my daughter, you need to take out the recycling. And she was like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, knowing is not doing. And the funny thing is now that when my daughter gets a little stuck in something, she'll often think, what would Jen do in this situation? So I guess at some point I've had some impact in her life. This is something that we all, though, need to think about in our work life and in our personal life. Is it's one thing to put energy into thinking about something or knowing we have to do something, but doing it is not the same thing. And when you actually do something, as you know, you often feel so much better later. It's like getting yourself out to the gym or getting out for a swim or on your bicycle or whatever that is. You may feel tired and sluggish to get on that yoga mat, but when you do afterwards, you always feel better. So, how can you incorporate that more into your life from a place of doing versus knowing you have to do it? How can you motivate yourself to feel more energized and remember how good it feels? Well, it's interesting because the brain, our neocortex, the future brain, the newest brain, the most powerful brain, is the one that we can actually trick into believing certain things. The brain doesn't know if you take yourself into a place of excitement or joy, the brain assumes you're there in that place. Just like when you take yourself to a place of feeling stuck or frustrated, then the brain sees yourself as there. When we know something, but we're not doing it, and we have a negative thought in our heads, then that's where the brain is. However, if we're knowing something and we're imagining how it feels to be doing that thing, then the brain is in that place. And that can be a motivator to move forward. It's like you hear your alarm go off in the morning and you know that you want to get out of bed, but you're just laying there and not doing anything, right, about it because you're like, I don't want to get up. So when you can have a moment to imagine how great your day is going to look, you're more motivated to get out of bed to do that. So that's one hack that we can take. I want you to think about in the last week or so, some of the things that you have said to yourself, I know I need to do this, but you're not doing it. And then ask yourself, how might I be able to set myself up for success in taking steps to complete it, or at least the first step to complete it? Because the key is that it's like anything, you sit down at your computer to do something difficult, and as soon as you get started, sometimes you can get lost in time on it. It was just a matter of feeling that you're kickstarting that and making it happen. So that's a second strategy that you can use. The other thing that I have done over the years in terms of working on difficult things within my work environment as a marketing strategist for clients, coming up with ideas or working on when I was writing my book, is I would get that out of the way early in the day. So I would take back my morning to have my morning routine, would be stretching and meditation and anything else sort of for myself that I do. And then I would sit down at my computer and I would just get going on the toughest thing that I had to do in that day that required the most brain power for me. And I would be able to produce at a high level. So I had that structure set up. And so I recommend that you think about ways that you can move more from knowing to doing that are going to work for you. And if you've tried things and they haven't worked and you're frustrated about it, that's a great time to get a coach. And I work with all kinds of clients in business and leadership that get stuck in certain areas that are important to them. And they just need to work with someone else to make that shift happen, not just around accountability, but helping them tap into that future brain, into that place of the neocortex to come up with new solutions and new ways and be coached through it through a coaching conversation. I'm Jen DeTracey. I'm the founder of Live Strategies, and where we work with small business owners and leaders to help discover missing opportunities for growth. And I do both marketing strategy and am a certified coach. So if you want to work on something where you're getting stuck, reach out to me and let's get a coaching conversation started.